the mysterious giant stoneheads of the Easter Island.
Some of you probably have heard about the giant stoneheads on Easter Island. Easter Island, which covers roughly 64 square miles in the South Pacific Ocean and is located 2,200 miles from Chile's west coast and 2,500 miles east of Tahiti, has baffled a lot of scientists. Not only the island itself, but the nearly 1,000 monumental statues called the Moai Stoneheads scattered around the island. These statues are widely known for their exaggerated brow ridge, long nose, broad chin, disproportionate heads, and deep hollowed eyes. Who created these mysterious giant stoneheads, and what is the reason for their existence on the island? Let's go back from the very start of how the island was formed.
3 million years ago, a mantle plume rose through a fracture and erupted, generating the Poike volcano, currently the island's easternmost point. Another two volcanoes, Ronacao on the southwest and Moangatiravaca on the north, erupted later and created lavas that linked the two earlier volcanoes, forming the current triangle-shaped island. The vast Ronacao caldera implies that the ground below fell into the magma chamber at some stage during the volcano's history. Easter Island is predominantly basaltic in nature due to the compression melting, allowing magmas to erupt with minor heat loss and hence minimal crystallization. The resulting lava flows are hot and low in silicates, indicating low viscosity.
Have you heard of Jacob the Explorer? On Easter Day, April 5, 1722, Dutch Admiral Jacob Roggeveen discovered Easter Island for the first time in 1659 to 1729. The Rapa Nui people who arrived from east of Polynesia are now credited for the creation of these structures. They arrived about 700 to 800 AD. Why did the Rapa Nui people build these statues? The Moai sculptures are thought to be constructed to respect their ancestors and maintain their spirit after death, and also placed on rectangular stone platforms called aho. They date from 400 to 1500 AD, so all the sculptures are at least 500 years old. An excavation in May 2012 revealed that they are not just heads, but also have a whole body connection. Their average height is 4 meters and their width is 1.6 meters. Are you perhaps curious as to how the statues are formed? That leads us to the most important part of the video.
The geology of the Moai. In mineral composition, most Moai are made of extrusive igneous rocks, usually coming from the volcano Ranararaku on Easter Island, and the Rapa Nui people use tuff to carve the Moai statues. A tuff is a type of pyroclastic extrusive igneous rock composed of fragments of different volcanic rocks such as feldspar, quartz, muscovite, and other small amounts of mineral deposits and basalt fragments ejected from a vent during a volcanic eruption, giving each Moai a granulated pyroclastic texture. It is also rich in silica and classified as an intermediate or felsic in composition. Based on Mohs scale of hardness, it has a value of 4 to 6 with a density to 1 to 1.8 grams centimeter cube. This makes tuff a relatively soft and porous rock. That is why since ancient times, tuff has been used for construction and carving since it is easy to work with when wet. Aside from a plain Moai made of tuff, there are also Moais that have decorative eyes. The Rapa Nui sculptors use white corals with black obsidian or red scoria for the pupils, all of which are also extrusive rocks coming from the eruptions of the island's volcanoes.
The Moai sculptures evolved throughout time. Their bodies are normally yellow, although some might be green due to chlorite buildup and algae and lichen growth on stone surfaces.
The repeated exposure to changing environment, pressure, and waves left salt in certain areas of the stone. Because most Moai are tough, they are susceptible to weathering and erosion from wind and water over time. That's why just a few Moai sculptures survive today.
Have you heard about these facts before?
Now that you learned a little about its geological features and the history of Easter Island, would you like to see the famous Moai statues in person someday?
If you have anything else you're curious about, just leave a comment below.
And don't forget to leave a like on the video.